Kaepernick for helping us find the answers, to find the facts. Something that we already knew in our heart, but he gave us a chance to prove it to the world. Hearing Mr. Marcus speak always hits my spirit. He gives me a Malcolm X vibe. My name is Brad McCray. Lawshawn Thompson was my older brother. I want to thank Colin Kaepernick for helping us find the answers, to find the facts. Something that we already knew in our heart, but he gave us a chance to prove it to the world. It's enough that the bed bugs and lice sat there and ate my brother to death, but the neglect hurts me the most. That in 2023, that we'll see people leave people, let them torture, let them rot in a cell. That hurts me the most. These images all over the internet, all over the media, it's disturbing, it's horrific, and it's a big impact on my family. I have another brother, and seeing these images and going through this as a family sent him into a mental breakdown. It's all right, bro.
Yes.
It's all right.
Yes.
It's hard for me and my family. I just want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank everybody that's standing with us. It lets us know that we're not alone. We're asking to speak to the governor. We hope that we will talk to the governor. He will give us some type of insight on what's going on in his state to help us help other people. Yeah. Thank you.
Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on do our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Random Topic Tuesdays here on channel gboot2786 on Gavin Richard on Facebook, as well as Periscope. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. The video I played for you was disturbing, but before I get into it was disturbing to say the least. One who cares. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're gonna get back to that a little bit later. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we want you to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you are new to this channel, if you're new to the broadcast, as you know, YouTube has us on a shadow ban. However, we're alive and functioning, and I'm focusing on you all who are here. That if you're within my voice, that you're here, welcome. Please make sure you hit that notification bell as well. So when I go live, you'll know immediately so you can tune in. This is a bit of a late show. I usually like to start in the evening times, a little early evening sometimes, but sometimes a little late. It's not too late, but I know it's in the middle of the Heat Celtics game, and you know the Lakers got knocked off yesterday. LeBron's contemplating retirement. I mean, you go from King James all the way to the last king of Scotland. It's bad. It's bad, folks. I'm not a big, I'll eventually be up in LA. I got to do a comedy festival out in Los Angeles that I got accepted for. I'll send y'all some details about that in a few. But, I'm going to be out there. But yeah, the Lakers just got swept. And now looks like the Heat, although from last I checked, looks like the score was the Celtics were winning. They seem to actually take this a little more seriously because they were down 3-0. But Miami has been running away with them the last week or so. They've won every game. They've outpointed them. They've outbeat them. They've out-rebounded, just everything. So we're going to be talking about this incident regarding your Lawshawn Thompson. And I hope y'all don't mind. I'm not going to come on screen today. I don't know if I should, although y'all have seen me in this before, but I usually like to dress a little bit more professionally sometimes when I'm here. Although I'm laid back, y'all see me in polo shirts, see me in workout clothes sometimes if I'm coming in. I'm doing that tonight because there's a point I want to make. Now, how many of you all have, before we get to our topic, sorry, know where that came from. Before we get to our topic tonight, I don't know if many of you all have seen this photograph that's been going viral. I want to make a point about what I saw. So this was going viral earlier today, the last week. You got graduation. I've seen pictures like this. Have y'all seen this? That's going around. This mother, now they censored the kid out. They censored the kid out. Obviously, whoever leaked it, and I have a feeling that someone took this picture. They knew the family and probably just leaked it out so the kid wouldn't be recognized. Although by showing the mom, they put the kid up, and I commented on it. I said, if that is his mother, several years from now, he'll grow up and come to the realization, quote, "Mama might be for the streets," and Frank Rivers wrote a post about it, so I've commented about it, and people have been commenting back and forth. Greg Hamilton, who's a comedian and an old friend, said, "What's the problem?" I said, "Nothing if you're the cameraman." They said maybe the AC was out. But what I want to point out to it is I've noticed in the comments, and some people say, we don't know the backstory. We do know she showed, one person, Shonda wrote, we do know she showed up and was proud. We don't know the backstory. And some saying, well, that woman has a whole wedding band on, so I doubt she for the streets. And everyone seems to have an opinion but her husband, wherever he is. And Dwayne Richard was commenting and said, sometimes you have to let the ignorance of the matter speak for itself. And I was talking with one person back and forth. She said, don't judge. And I said, don't draw unwanted attention. She said, that's her business. I said, well, her business is out for everybody to see. See, and they want to go back and forth. And the point that I'm making with this, ladies and gentlemen, and especially why I'm not coming on the screen, there's a point that I want to make. And that is that we have an old saying, dress for success. Your first impression is always a lasting impression. What you do, how you dress, how you talk, how your appearance matters. Your appearance matters to people. I'm in a line as an attorney in my business. As an attorney, a licensed attorney, we wear suits and ties into court. There's a level of decorum and respect that we give to the bench, to each other, and our appearance. When men dress in suits and ties, women have to wear pantsuits or dresses, things of that nature. They look professional. Now, clients typically don't have to come dressed up in a suit and tie. That's not required. They're not required to do that. However, it's advisable you should never ever wear shorts when you go to court. I can tell you that much. I can also tell you You're not, I recommend not coming there with football jerseys, gold chains. No, I know you didn't know. I said I was gonna possibly come on Tuesday, but Danielle, but the but the point and the point I'm making with court, especially, I say it because judges look at that. People look at that. They tell you don't put your hands in your pocket when you approach the bench. Watch how you talk. Watch how you speak. Your body language, all of that matters. Now, I don't know the young lady. Yes, she's a married woman, and yes, she has a son. And yeah, I don't know what they do, and she may very well be a great mother. But you have you're at your son's graduation. You are, and you got people, and you think that it would be appropriate to come dressed like that to a kindergarten event, a kindergartner's graduation event, where his friends, and this is the point I was making to the ladies that were defending her, his friends, his teachers, his parents, the parents of his friends. You don't think they're commenting on this? You don't think he's not going to be hearing this about how his mom was dressed, how that picture is going viral? You don't think when he grows up, he's going to see that and hang his head? It's the same situation when you had the mother that was twerking. Remember that mother, a big woman that was twerking at it when her son's name was called? She started dancing in the aisle. She got actually in the aisle, not far from where he was walking on the stage. They're pointing the cameras at her as she's twerking at a high school event. She took the attention that was supposed to be about her son away from him and put it on her. And if this is a married, and since you say this is a married woman, how does that how does that show respect to your husband? You say the husband ain't saying anything about it. You don't know if the husband's not saying anything about it. What if he wasn't there? Because he's not in the photograph. Well, here's the thing, the husband's not in the photograph. The dad is not in the photograph when you look at it. Maybe he is at work. And I'm not trying to cause embarrassment to the lady, and people are saying, you shouldn't be talking about it. Well, look, don't draw unwanted attention to yourself if you don't want nobody talking about it. It's like Jada Pinkett Smith. They don't want that. They want, Will Smith says, keep my wife's name out your mouth. You just did something in view of millions of people. And you think they're going to unsee it? I wish you did. I'm sure you don't think Will Smith wishes he didn't have that little flashy thing from Men in Black to make everybody forget that Red Table Talk interview? Having his wife write books. Some of us, and I'm bringing this up for a reason, because when you saw the comments and the back and forth that I was getting, this is how far some people, and they're entitled to their opinion, but some people condone ratchet behavior too much. They will go that far some black women will go that far. Yes, I'm going there to defend the indefensible to your detriment. You wouldn't show up at a church there. Y'all would think if she showed up to church dressed like that, that would be appropriate? A funeral? No, you probably wouldn't. You probably say, well, that's going too far. Yeah, it is going too far. So what do you think about the kid? They have a dentist. I saw, shout out to Nicole from Nicole's View. Nicole had something on Twitter where there was a girl, a dentist office, a doctor's office, where they're actually banning you. If you wear bonnets, if you come in there with pajamas and flip-flops, you cannot sit in that office. They'll reschedule your appointment. They're happy to do it. There's and that's because they are trying to keep out. And let's be real, there is a certain element that they are trying to keep out, but they are also trying to establish to me a sense of pride and culture. This is what Monique was talking about. And say what you want, I may disagree every now and then with Monique and her viewpoints, but what Monique was talking about was spitting 100% true, because you have to take pride in yourself. You show up to a school with a bonnet on or with pajama bottoms. People look at that and think something wrong with you. You go to school, you go to this graduation dressed like that. Some men I was talking about, when they see a girl wearing Daisy Dukes on, you know, shit. I remember I remember Two Live Crew. I remember songs. Look at the girl with the Daisy Dukes on. I want you to look at the girl with the Daisy Dukes on. Now, some people have said, wait, she's doing dentistry out of a house. Yeah, this dentist office, I don't know if it's out of a house or what. I don't know anything about it, but apparently she's put in this dress code. I don't know if that is her office or might be her house that they've had. Dr. Sutton. Yeah, she wrote this. No bonnets, no house shoes, no pajama bottoms. We'll be happy to reschedule your appointment, per Dr. Sutton. So, and some people were saying this is anti-black. One lady girl wrote this. And some people trying to defend it. Well, a bonnet or hair covering is actually a good idea for a dental office because depending on the procedure, water or shavings could go all over the place. No. The dentist, if you've been to a dentist office like I have, they have medical caps that you typically see surgeons wear when they go into a facility. When they get ready for surgery, when they get ready to prep around people's mouths, they're wearing masks. They have shields. They have, and yes, they will wear a cap on their head because that's typical for doctors to do, especially if they're doing procedures and they're dealing with, the mouth, which is the area where bacteria is filled. But I don't want to touch too long on it. Oh, y'all saw me for a second when I stopped the screen. Now I'll come on. But I'm coming on now, but you all see the point. Now I'm relaxed and cool and I'm on here. No, I'm not dressed up and typically I would have on a shirt and stuff, but I'm in my house and I'm chilling. And for the record, if you think what I said is sexist, I condemn John Morant when he was going around trying to look like Pookie and do a Pookie and Ray and didn't want to accept the consequences because I think it was stupid of him to act like that after you already learned your lesson the first time. I don't draw unwanted attention to myself. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. And I'm not trying to bully this woman. I don't want to bully her. That's not my point. And I hope people didn't take it that way, but I'm making a point that if you draw unwanted attention to yourself, well, I know. Thank you, Danielle. I was making a point, though, when I was doing that. You draw unwanted attention to yourself. Don't cry foul. You said John Moran is going to fuffle. He already fumbled the bag. His endorsements are going to be, His endorsements have, I think they've said his net worth has taken a hit, although he's still rich. Yeah, he's still got money, but the people at Coca-Cola who do his Powerade commercials and so forth, they look at that stuff. That's the point. They have morals clauses in a lot of these NBA contracts, especially with these Fortune 500 companies. They can pull out at any minute. Look what happened with Kanye. Even though Adidas is taking a hit. But that's because Kanye is still popular. He's his own brand. But let's move on because I want to, but that was something. Come on, baby. I think I'm going to play 2 Live Crew. Yeah, Hoochie, you know, I was hearing stuff like that as a kid, and you would see girls dressed like that. And no, we don't know the backstory of it, but I didn't have to know the backstory of it. The picture says is 1,000 words. Is an old saying. She obviously knew. Let's put it this way. She knew that there was going to be a graduation. She was there. She smiled for the camera. Dad was nowhere in sight. I don't know what happened. He probably was at work. Or he might have been the cameraman. I don't know. So hit that like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about this. This is a more serious topic, obviously. Very disturbing, ladies and gentlemen. It's the only topic I want to talk about tonight. But brother by the name of Lawshawn Thompson, who was 35 years old, back in September, he was found dead. Apparently, after 3 months, he was serving, well, not even serving time, but he could not get bail for a misdemeanor charge. And so he was sitting in jail for over 3 months. And some photographs had been released subsequent of his demise. Graphic photographs of his condition. I won't share those. But the brother was covered in bed bugs, lice, and other. It's just disturbing. Now, what I can share with you, I do have some photographs, not so much of, I won't show his photos, but I will show photos of the jail. This happened in Fulton County. Now, Lawshawn Thompson had schizophrenia, according to the reports. He had mental issues. And he was supposed to be getting some type of medical treatment, getting his medicines, obviously, to keep him in check. And according to the reports in this independent autopsy, that was not the case. The coroner ruled that Lawshawn Thompson died of cardiac arrhythmia, which was brought on by criminal neglect. I'm going to play a video that we have because it's been making the rounds for the past day. You already saw the video I had of Lawshawn's brother. There was also a video I have of his uncle. But we're going to release a video. This is courtesy of, is this coming from ABC News? This is, okay. So what we saw earlier was from Fox 5. This one is, okay, so this is recently. All right. So this is courtesy of Fox 5, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to play this video. It is disturbing, to say the least. There are photographs of the condition where he was in, this psychiatric wing he was supposed to be, he was in. And keep in mind, he was there for 93 days. And I'm going to share some advice with you too about our criminal justice system, especially when it goes to regards to bail. I'm going to explain that.
Controversial death of an inmate at the Fulton County Jail. An independent autopsy found Lawshawn Thompson died of fatal cardiac arrhythmia after months of neglect while incarcerated. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes is live at the Fulton County Jail with more. And Deidre, Thompson's family and their attorneys insist jail staff should face criminal charges.
Attorneys for Thompson's family calling the Fulton County Jail a torture chamber. They say autopsy findings prove that jail staffers who were supposed to be caring for Thompson are guilty of willful neglect, and they do want them criminally charged.
We now know what caused Lawshawn Thompson to die, and it was criminal negligence.
Attorneys for Lawshawn Thompson family say the independent autopsy confirmed that he was, in their words, neglected to death.
It confirms that this is one of the most deplorable in custody deaths in the history of America.
The 35-year-old was schizophrenic and was being held in the jail's psychiatric wing. He died in September of 2022, 3 months after being arrested on a misdemeanor battery charge in Atlanta. Thompson's body was discovered in a filthy jail cell covered in bed bugs and other insects.
He was thrown in that cell in the mental health ward and left there to die.
The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office listed Thompson's cause of death as undetermined, but Dr. Randy Mitchell, head of forensic pathology at Howard University, found Thompson died of complications due to severe neglect, which led to fatal cardiac arrhythmia.
The major contributing cause, untreated, decompensated schizophrenia, dehydration, malnutrition, severe body insect infestation, and the manner of death is homicide.
Attorneys say Thompson was unable to care for himself due to his diminished mental state and allege he went without food, liquids, and medication. Thompson's family is struggling to come to grips with the horrific circumstances surrounding his death.
It's enough that the bed bugs and lice sat there and ate my brother to death, but the neglect hurts me the most. That in 2023, that we'll see people leave people, let them torture, let them rot in the cell. That hurts me the most.
And the family and attorneys also today calling for the first time for a meeting with Governor Kemp. They do say that they'd like to talk to the governor about more that can possibly be done when it comes to mental illness and funding here in the state of Georgia. They say mental illness should not be criminalized. That's the latest here at the Fulton County Jail. Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, we'll continue to follow this case closely. Deidre, thanks so much.
All right. This is LaShawn's uncle.
Person we hear from, Attorney Harper, would be the uncle of Lawshawn Thompson, Cairo Thompson.
Breaking news out of Midtown Atlanta. Emergency crews are on the scene of a crane collapse at a construction site. Multiple people have been injured. We do want to show you some video of the scene right now. This is
in 93 days. 93 days, my nephew was in jail and didn't come out alive. His mother and his father is dead. So, as a parent, it's where I'm here standing.
Yes, sir.
And all I can say is, when I heard the news was, who's responsible? Whose duty was it to make sure my nephew came out alive? Now, I can tell you now, I don't know a lot about anything.
Yes, sir.
But duty and responsibility in the military is what we do know. Somebody should be held accountable for what happened to my nephew. Now, they talk about that this thing is a big thing that's bigger than what we can ever imagine. And a lot of times, these big things don't hit you until it hit home. Right now, this is about closest home as it can hit for me. Okay? So it should be something done in his behalf for what they did or how they allowed it to happen.
Amen.
Now, what I want to say is, I don't know any of the people that was responsible. but I do know somebody had the duty to check in on him, feed him, and give him medication. So somebody should be held accountable.
Amen.
Now, what I really want to tell you is this. This is what I'm really talking about. Preventing our extinction. Us as a people, as a black people, get neglected so much that it's just an everyday thing. Now, we went from the slave house to the White House, and we still have not gotten to the point that they treat us like we should be treated.
Amen.
When do it stop? When do it begin that we get treated just like everybody? We're not asking anybody to go around and kill nobody. We're not asking that. We're only asking that we get treated just as good as everybody else is.
Amen. Equality.
So we have to be here in the gap sometime when somebody else can't do it for themselves. So right now, I'm trying to stand in the gap for my nephew. Somebody needs to be held accountable. And it only takes to look at a book, because every person that was put in the office, they raised their right hand. They swore an oath to uphold their duties and responsibility. That's all I'm asking. And if the governor have to get involved, get involved. Because we're involved as close as we can get right now. And we're only asking everybody else. And if you look at this picture, you can see that you have every walk of life in this picture. In the United States, when you really want something to be done, you get everybody involved, every walk of life, to make a move. When you get everybody in, something is going to happen. I'm only asking you to go to your friends, family. You can go to the enemies if you want to. Tell them to get involved and try.
I don't know about the enemies part, brother, but I understand what he's saying. I feel his pain as an uncle. Let me say this. I want to show you this article from Law and Crime. Fulton County Sheriff Patrick Labatt said in a news release that he had requested, received, and accepted the resignations of Fulton County Jail's chief jailer, assistant chief jailer, and assistant chief jailer of the criminal. So I'm looking at this. There's two assistant chief jailers. All right. Of the Criminal Investigative Division. Labatt announced the changes after the news broke that Lawshawn Thompson, 36, died in a cell in the psychiatric wing of the Fulton County Jail, one of the county's largest lockups. He died on September 13th, 3 months after his arrest on a misdemeanor battery charge, said family lawyer Michael Harper, who shared disturbing photos from the family showing Thompson's face and body covered with bugs in the grime-filled jail cell. Investigators from within his agency and the Atlanta Police Department are doing important work examining the circumstances that led to Mr. Lawshawn Thompson's tragic death. Labatt said once those investigations are completed, the full investigative package will be handed over to the Georgia Bureau of Investigations for review. The final investigative report will not ease the family's grief or bring their loved one back, but it is my hope and expectation that it provides a full, accurate, and transparent account of the facts surrounding Mr. Thompson's death, so it provides all of the answers they are seeking and deserve. Harper, who has said he's considering possible legal action, I find this funny. He said he's considering possible. He should not say, as a lawyer, you should never say, I'm considering possible legal action. Damn it. You better bring it. I'm going to bring a suit. This, ladies and gentlemen, I saw Mr. Thompson's body. I'm not going to share the photographs, but it's online. And you can look at it for yourself. But it was deplorable. It was heartbreaking. You could see where, I'm not exaggerating, he was emaciated. I could see the bed bugs and lice. It looked like he hadn't eaten. He had no water. I was disturbed. It was disturbing to say the least. And shout out to Colin Kaepernick for paying for the autopsy of this brother, because other than that, we probably wouldn't have the truth of everything that we know now. Now, I said I was going to mention something about bail. You notice that they stated he was in jail on a charge of misdemeanor battery, and he couldn't afford a bond. Now, I can tell you typically, and the sad part about it, and let me just show this while I got this up. I can show this picture. This is the picture of the jail. This is the cell he was in. Look at that. Look at the floor. You can tell there's no upkeep. And people were roasting them in the comment section. Yeah, they need to be in there. Throw them in the cell. Throw them in that cell. Those that allowed that. And, I don't like the fact that they didn't even have the guts to tell us the names of the individuals involved, because you accepted their resignation. Their resignation is not enough. The resignation is not enough. They need to be charged. I get there needs to be a full investigation, but charges need to be brought. This is the due process that we talk about. Yes, I'm for innocence until proven guilty. I want to get to the bottom of this, but somebody died as a result of criminal negligence. And this black man who was around my age, 35 years old, I'm about a year older than him, had schizophrenia and is in jail. It's terrible. And what I was saying about bail, what's up, DeAndre? The point I was making about bail, he had what we call a low bond. It's a misdemeanor battery charge. And typically with that, man, if it's a battery charge, you may be looking at, when you say you got to pay cash property surety, you go to a bondsman. If the judge sets it, let's say, at $5,000, you only got to pay in Louisiana, and I'm talking about Louisiana, if it's set at $5,000, cash property surety times 13%, that's only $650. Now, I don't know what his bond was set at. I can look it up. I think it was listed. His bond was set at $2,500. So I'm guessing if it was set at $2,500 cash property surety, then any loved one, and it's not a surprise because this happens, all he had to pay was $325. Now, sadly, there are people who are in our jails that are awaiting trial and can't get out because they have a bond. Even though they have a very low bond, they don't make that much money or have people on the outside that can pay that for them. And he waited 93 days in a psychiatric ward that didn't give him the help he needed. You just look at the photos of this, it's embarrassing. This is the bed. This is his condition. Look at the rotting bed frame, floor. Yeah, I get it. It's not the hotel. It's not the Hilton. Yeah, it's jail. This is another reason why brothers need to stay out and do their best to stay out of jail. Stay away from certain elements, because this is where you'll end up. and it won't give a fuck about you until it's too late. But this brother had mental issues. He needed adequate treatment. And apparently what they also stated, he was not getting his medicines. So he's already being diagnosed as a schizophrenic. You're not getting treatment for it at all, which was problematic. I don't even know, based off the photos I saw, if he was I could tell you this, even from looking at the photographs and his condition, he wasn't eating, at least not properly. I don't think he was getting any water. If he's covered in bed bugs and so forth like that, that tells me also he's certainly not getting clean. This is pathetic. They didn't need to accept their resignation. They needed to be fired. He accepted their resignations. As a sheriff, you didn't have to accept their resignations. Sheriff Labatt, you should have said flat out, y'all are fired. Excuse me. This was pathetic. Yeah, they don't accept the resignation. They need to be fired. But that's the point I'm making, guys. This is what our people in the jail, especially in jail, in custody, have to go through. They will sit that long on a misdemeanor charge. And what happens then is that as they're sitting, once their matter is set for trial, they've built up so much time in jail that if they want to get out, all they got to do is plead out. They don't need to go to trial and be found guilty. I did 90 days. I want, especially on a battery, simple battery. Yeah, you could get credit for time served. I don't need to worry about it no more. So I want y'all look at this. And I want you to understand what's going on. But I also want you to consider how lucky, especially if you're watching my show now, you're watching TV, how lucky you guys are that you're not on the inside of a jail cell. Because this is the type of stuff that goes on. And tragically, there are people that wait that long to have their day in court. And you have people that have mental issues that are stuff like this in piss poor conditions. Jail is not where you want to be. And certainly the people that run our jail, we don't need anybody that runs their jail like this to be in charge of any inmate, because there's a loss of life that occurred here. He was not getting adequate care. And I definitely hope that the family not only gets justice in terms of some people that will be charged, I want them to get as much money possible. And it's not going to bring Brother Lawshawn back, but at least you can cripple that jail system, Fulton County Jail, for this, because somebody needs to pay the piper. There's a price that needs to be paid for this, flat out. And I'm not going to, we're going to keep talking about it. We'll find out what happens more. There's going to be a full investigation. I'm praying for that the brother gets justice. So with that being said, family, I'm going to wrap it up. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Donate to the Cash App, the PayPal, Zelle if you feel like it. Since our channel's not monetized. I will have a show actually for Father's Day. I got to get the flyer ready. I got to send an email out. Not, I'm going to send it out tonight. But we're going to have another show, DeAndre, that you can do June 17th. So that'll be for Father's Day. And at the verdict. And the other thing we're going to do, yeah, I'll tell you, I will have my family out in LA. I'm going to be doing a comedy festival for a couple of days in LA, the week of June 10th. That'll be like June 12th and 13th. I'm going to be performing at the late night show at the Comedy Chateau. So that's going to be a great one. But I hope to see you there. I'll put a flyer up for y'all and links if you are in the California area. If you're in LA, you can come on out. Brothers and sisters, that's it for me tonight. I got to get ready for work in the morning. I got to get out of here. But y'all stay safe. Be one, be safe, be blessed, and be beautiful. Holla. Shout out to J Love, the Queen. Hadn't seen you in a while. PD Chicago, Danielle. One who cares. Shout out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We'll be back Thursday with Sean. All right. All right, guys. Good night. Y'all have a safe. We got hump day coming, man. Hump day. Means the weekend's around the corner, guys. All right. Love y'all. See you, DeAndre. Peace.